Marhaba, my dear students. Today we will learn a very special case. The special case is if the spelling of a word has a lam followed by an alif. How do we connect them? So we have two ways of doing so. The first one is to write the lam first, and then just before I hit the line, 3 millis, I'm gonna go to the left, land on the line diagonally like this, and then return back straight with the line, then return back to the left with a tilted line like that, which is the alif. Let me do it again. So basically, where is the lam and where's the alif? The lam is the letter that we started with, that started here on the right side. And instead of just doing like that to connect the alif with the lam, they said, no, we're not going to do that. That looks bad. That doesn't look very artistic. No. We're going to twist the base like that. The alif here will never hit the upper line, okay? And it's a little bit tilted. It's not straight. This is the first way. What's the second way? The second way is to write the lam, grab straight on the line, and then now let the alif sit over the tail of the lam like that. But again, it's a little bit tilted and it does not reach the top line as well in that same shape. All right, it should be tilted a little bit. And shorter than this one. All right, slightly shorter. So can you do it with me? That's the second method of connecting the lam with the alif. We have to pay great attention that this special case happens only if the lam is followed by the alif. The lam must be followed by the alif, not the other way around. Of course, we know that the alif does not connect from the left side. So if I have any of these shapes here in the middle of a word, that means what? That means that still the alif is the last letter so far, even though the tail of the lam is sticking here outside, but still in order, the alif is still the last one. Therefore, if let's say there is a ba that follows, I'm going to have to leave 1 milli and continue writing my word. I'm not going to connect with the tail of the lam. Is that clear? So in another way, that's the lam, and that's the alif. All right, so that's the alif, and the alif is still the last letter. Whatever letter comes after, I will just leave 1 milli and not connect anything. respecting the presence of the Aleph, and that the Aleph is the last letter so far. Is that clear? All right. Which way is more used? I would say our default shape will be this one. And I'll tell you why in a second. Let's just agree that for handwriting, this shape is our default shape. You just need to recognize this shape when you see it in any textbook. All right, so let's see the examples that we have in here. So the first word in the book, it's Aleph, followed by a lam, and here is an Aleph in that same order. And this Aleph is having a Hamza below. I'm going to respect that. Now, the following letter is a ta. Should I connect the ta with the tail of the lam? No, because the Aleph is my last letter so far. So I'm going to leave a milli and write my ta. And then elevate. Here is the ha. Land on the line, straight up for the Aleph. Now the Aleph also is unsocial. I leave 1 milli, and here is the dal. Now let me ask this question. Can I write that same word here using this shape of the lam Aleph? Remember, it's this combination that I am having the special case for. Not this one. It's this one. The lam followed by an Aleph. The lam comes first, then followed by an Aleph. Can I write it this shape? Yes, I can. I can just do that. And here is the lam. I twist at the bottom, and here is the Aleph. Leave 1 milli. The ta. The ha, straight up, and the dal. Let me write it one more time. Still the Hamza is below the Aleph, even if it's twisted from the bottom with the lam. All right. Now the question that I hear you asking me, are there words where I cannot create this shape or this shape? So the answer is, this is the shape that you will use without thinking. This is your default shape. This one, this shape here, the twisted shape, only happens if the lam itself is preceded by another unsocial letter. So let's see an example. The second one, dal, and here is the lam, and here is the Aleph. I leave 1 milli, and the last lam with the cup. Now I ask myself, can I write this lam Aleph the twisted shape? Yes, I can. Why? Because it's preceded by another unsocial letter, which is in that case the dal. So in another way, can I write it this way? Yes, of course I can. Why? Because it's preceded by a dal. The next example, I started with a twisted shape. Let's break down that shape. It's a del, then a lam, then an aleph, then breaking that shape, it's a lam and another aleph, and then a te. So the rule is not going to change regardless how many times this combination is happening. It's this special case here. Mark it for yourself. These two letters here. What do I do when I see a lam followed by an aleph? Immediately your default shape for this combination is that shape in here. So here you go. Del, all right. Why was I able to write it with the twisted methods in here? Because the first lam is preceded by another unsocial letter. And the second lam also is preceded by another unsocial letter that happens to be the aleph as well. So that's why I can write the lam both ways. So let me give you an example where you cannot use the twisted shape. So write this example with me. Ba, lam, aleph, and a del. This is the plural of the word country, countries. So now I do have that special case in here. I have a lam followed by an aleph. How am I supposed to write this group of letter, lam and followed by an aleph? I can only write it this way. So here it is. Ba, and then I go straight up for the lam. I go down and I create that beautiful curving area here. I put the aleph over the tail of the lam, and then I leave 1 milli and I draw my del. All right, now the question is, can I write the lam aleph here twisted? Can I write it in twisted shape like this one? No, I cannot. Why? Because the lam is not preceded by an unsocial letter. It's connected with the letter that precedes it. In another way, this twisted shape makes the lam also unsocial from the right side. That twisted shape makes the lam unsocial from the right side. And look with me, I grab the lam, and this is the tail of the lam. Look, it went all the way to the left. That's why I only create that shape if that lam is preceded by an unsocial letter. Here, because the lam is preceded by a social letter, I cannot therefore create the twisted shape because I must connect the lam with the ba. I cannot do that. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay? This shape makes the lam also unsocial from the right side. That's why we call it special case in here. Is that clear? All right, let's go back to the book and practice this special case with all the other rules of connecting.